Alright, Lantis, so today we are jumping into the Melee Nightmare Guild Quest because I've been hearing that maybe I was wrong about BANKAI Rukia. Not technically, but Rukia apparently is now seeing quite the big upgrade, more so due to the changes that have been made to Guild Quest in regards to now the 5 times damage output. Remember, before this new Guild Quest update that we did get around last month, Squad 0, Espada, Captain, and also Stummer to Killer Guild Quest only had a 3 times damage output, so naturally the characters just looked worse when compared to the Guild Quest that had the 5 times damage output. Alongside that, the defense in general has also just been reduced so characters hit harder, especially normal attack damage characters like Shinsui. So with that in mind, we should hopefully be able to get some good gameplay and also good scores now using BANKAI Rukia. In the case for today's video, we are using this particular team. My Rukia is 2-5, so level 10 SP, level 10 focus, full stamina, and also spiritual pressure as bonus abilities. With this particular build, which at this point in time with the Guild Quest changes might not even be the best build that you can use, but this is personally what I'm using. And then along with that, we have some pretty good soul trades, giving it a good amount of spiritual pressure and more damage at full stamina. Our next additional character, one of the important characters for this Guild Quest phase, is going to be Shinsui, who is also technically 2-5, so level 10 attack, level 10 focus. Didn't even know, by the way, I got that copy. When did I get that first copy? Either way, he has full stamina and also attack, standard build, golden chappy, hollow bait. And because Rukia does have a team boost SA2, we don't need to give this character any recharge, so instead we're just going to go full normal attack damage, as much full stamina and normal attack damage as we possibly can give it. And then lastly, the benefit of Rukia and also Shinsui both being mine characters is that we can use someone like Academy Shuhei to further increase their damage output. In this case, Rukia is getting 20% additional strong attack damage, and since this is focused on strictly mind attribute Suripers, it does stack with the Mugetsu soul trait, so we are able to get 40% more strong attack damage on someone like Rukia. For both Rukia and also Shinsui, however, we can get an additional 40% damage through the mind attribute Suriper damage plus 40% skill that Shuhei does give to both Shinsui and also Rukia. So that's the team setup. For the record, the last time we used a team like this, we were getting around 20 seconds remaining, so let's see what the clear time is looking like now. And while we load into, it's probably also worth mentioning, one of the things that made Rukia very awkward last time we tested it out in Guild Quest is that the enemy positioning was just significantly worse. Like, it made Rukia look terrible. But with our first strong attack 3, we were almost able to completely one-shot that, which is really good. Let's go. Okay, we took some damage, but we can get back up to full stamina, so we'll let this run keep going. Let's use the SA1 here. This runs all over the place, but we'll let Shinsui do his work. Let's SA3. The SA3 now can actually take down an entire wave, which is actually really good. And one thing that's also worth mentioning too, which I have a newfound appreciation for characters with, you know, freeze or paralysis, for example, is that a lot of characters nowadays won't kill with their soul bomb. So having a way to stop the enemies in place is actually really good, because if you played Nightmare Guild Quest, you probably know now how awkward some characters are, because the soul bomb won't kill, but it knocks back all the enemies. And that means sometimes using the soul bomb just to get the weakened defense doesn't even feel like it's worth it. But in the case of Rukia and any other character that can inflict, you know, freeze or paralysis, it does just lock the enemies in place. They don't get knocked back. Therefore, they won't get spread out, and you can pretty much take them down with like one strong attack. So in our first attempt, a very bad run, by the way. Like, we took so much damage. Luckily, the drain and freeze did come in. But did we just not clear this super easy with like 40 seconds to spare? Last time we tried her out, we were struggling to even get like 20 seconds remaining, so already the noticeable increase in time here, and that's mainly thanks to the changes that have been made surrounding Guild Quest. The reason why Rukia did look worse before is strictly just because of the positioning for the enemies. Like, they were just terribly positioned last time. They really set up Rukia to just look bad as is, and we kind of already knew that going into it. In this case, I guess we'll use our soul now. Maybe this is the play, maybe it's not, but at least soul bomb into an SA1 usually is enough to take down all the waves here, so that's not too bad. Little leftover enemies. Let's use that SA1, and then going into Ichibei. Lucky for us too, final boss is a hard character, so we're also able to clear pretty fast there. Not too bad. We're not going to do an extra stage. We'll just retry that again and see if we can get faster. I feel like with Rukia, with this team right here, I can probably shoot for a bare minimum 45 seconds remaining, and maybe try and go upwards to 50. Now, I was also going to say that maybe Rukia having a team boost SA2 isn't too bad, because it means you can just stack Shinsui with, you know, full normal attack damage. However, you know, considering our clear time, it looks like if we just had a traditional normal attack 2, we would have still been better off. So I still stand by that. So again, let's swap him here. Maybe let everyone get in, and then SA1. Shinsui do his damage. Lovely. Let's use the SA1 again into the 2. Does that group everyone up? Not so much. Again, there's still a bit of leftover mobs here. right now with Rukia, although it doesn't seem like she's having a problem kill the small mobs, which is great to see, despite him having a lot of HP here. And granted, we are using quite the worked on team. But if I recall correctly, I feel like maybe that was an issue that this character had. And to be fair, it's not even her problem. It's a problem a lot of characters have when it comes to these Espada, Captain, Guild quests where you don't have the second killer. Because it really would be nice to see characters like this come out with Squad 0 killer and also Soripa. That way they don't have a problem at killing the small mobs. But right now, Rukia seems good enough. And we are just breezing through these quests, easily getting like 40 seconds remaining. But I think for our next run, we're going to do a few resets here and try at the very least again, get around 45. All right, then here we go. So I think I want to start off using the SA3, might as well, into the 1. Since we should hopefully group everyone up, we'll use our 2. Might as well use our 1 again. SA3 into the 1. That's looking good. Let everyone come close. Soul Bomb. Now, we did take some damage, but again, luckily for the fact that we also have, Drain, that actually worked out in our favor. And there we go. That was actually our first attempt. 46 seconds remaining was actually really good. That felt like a much better attack pattern. And if I haven't seen anyone's other run, I'm not sure what the standard is for a 2-5 Rukia or with this team. But I feel like we can maybe shoot for like 48 seconds. But 46 is already good thus far. And you know what? From a casual point of view, I actually am really liking the idea that Rukia can inflict both Drain and also Freeze. Because if you do make a mistake and you take damage, usually that results in the run just being completely over. But in the case of Rukia, you can just continue going through. Get back up to full stamina after one strong attack and continue your run. And considering the amount of time that we have left over here, I'd be very curious to see what extra level 3, 4, and 5. I keep mentioning it every time we do play Guild Quest, but that's definitely being set up for the future. There will eventually, maybe during a limited time, have more extra levels to get more rewards. With the amount of clear time that I have left with this particular team, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Rue can go all the way to extra level 5. Which in all honesty is what you want to see for a character like this. Again, one of the problems with Guild Quest specific skills that we keep complaining about is the fact that characters that aren't specifically designed in mind for Guild Quest never have this problem. The amount of times we had a character release alongside a Guild Quest focused character, and that character just performed better than the Guild Quest character is ridiculous. That was actually really good. SA1 there. Shouldn't we come through, lads? There we go. Let's SA1. And then 3. Ooh, I think there was a leftover mob there for some reason, but I think that's actually a lot better. That might have been a 47. And to be fair, we haven't even done any resetting. Like, we've done just a few attempts right now. And Ichibe does not want to get frozen. Damn, still not frozen? Huh? But these runs seem consistent enough. I haven't actually had to reset. 30 seconds remaining. Shunsui's been great too. Very happy I pulled him during the Mugetsu banner. And then finish up with the SA2. A tad bit slower on the extra levels there, but our clear score isn't based on how fast we clear it, just whether we clear it or not. And that definitely is a new PB for this particular Guild Quest phase. But did it count as 47? Hopefully. I really would wish they'd show like a timer here saying like how many seconds remaining, but I want to say that was 47. With that said though, let's do one final run in the hopes to try and get a tad bit higher here. So again, we'll use our SA3 into the 2, or 2 now more so. Pretty good right there. In this case, let's SA3. Okay. And then we'll use our summon on Kiryu. Let him walk him close. The part where we clear fast here really comes down to if we can actually kill Kiryu fast enough. And more so whether Shunsui decides to focus on the actual boss itself. So, just for the few attempts that we did do, with this team right here, very easy. 45 seconds remaining. Can get upwards to 48. But let's just continue on. And again, luckily in our case, even if we take damage here, we can just get back up to full stamina super easy. Now, final boss being a hard character also does help a lot, because we are using a full mind team here. And I guess one thing that's maybe worth noting is so that's good about Rukia, and therefore any other mind and heart character, is that at no point do they ever have attributed disadvantage. And with the small mobs having a lot more HP, that is quite noticeable. There have been times where I use a power, speed, or technique character, and like a power enemy, if I'm a technique character, is just left alive by a sliver amount of HP. Heart and mind characters, luckily, don't have to deal with that. And unfortunately for that final run, didn't get like a new high score, but we still got a pretty good score nonetheless. And for the most part, we only reset the app like twice. I'll do some more resetting in my own time. I don't like resetting during videos. They just take way too long. So I like just going in and out through our tickets just to show that if the scores are consistent or not. And at very least, it does seem relatively easy to get a high score with Rukia, which is great to see. That was something that we weren't able to experience when this character first came out like 2 or so months ago. Not only was the damage only 3 times instead of now 5 times, the enemies had more defense, and also, most importantly, they just positioned the enemies terribly. I don't know why Caleb thought they should have the enemies in the back. Usually, And we did say this when the character came out. Usually they change the layout of the enemies to make the character look better. Like when the original anime Bambietta came out, when Misaki came out, and I believe even maybe when Yumachika came out, they squished the enemies together to make the character look better. In the case of Rukia, it was the complete opposite. They moved the characters around to make the character look worse. So has my opinion changed on Rukia? I mean, I still feel like she's a fumble. She definitely should have been better than what she is now. And that SA2 probably could have been better as a different attack. Because at least in my team, we're clearing with 40 seconds remaining. I don't need a character to stack the boost. We're clearing fast enough before the first boost does wear off. However, at the very least, right, one of the things we would have said about Rukia is that she's a character designed for Guild Quest, but not even that good in Guild Quest. Well, now I think that we can kind of say that we were kind of wrong in that regard. Not entirely because it was Caleb's fault, but right now Rukia looks really good in Guild Quest. The normal position of the enemies aren't too spread apart, where SA1 and 2 can actually group the enemies in together. The SA3 is now doing a lot of damage, and this team is just really good. That works very well together. Fortunately, because the two main go-to damage dealers, Rukia and Shunsui, are mind characters, so they both get benefits from someone like Shuhei. And again, most importantly, 5 times damage output, so she doesn't have problem killing the small mobs, despite their HP also getting increased. Right now, I'd say Rukia is performing like you would expect a Guild Quest character to perform, and I'm a bit more happy now with the character release, even if I would have wanted it to go a different route. At the very least now, if you are using Rukia in Guild Quest, she can actually get pretty consistently high scores. So I guess you can say if Rukia is one of those characters that benefited from this change, more so that 5 times damage buff, because it really is noticeable. It's a very good change that makes every Guild Quest on equal footing. Because before, these Guild Quests were always getting less scores, and then by default, the characters just looked worse when it wasn't really their fault. Either way though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Take care and peace.